Hi girls, welcome back to my channel. Get ready to hear all the things they don't tell you about breastfeeding. A little warning here, there are a lot of TMI stuff in this video. However, if you are about to become a first-time mom or a first-time breastfeeding mom, you have to hear this. And if you're new here, then welcome. My name is Karyna. I am a full-time mom to my 17-month-old daughter Michaela. I have breastfed her all along, and right now we're slowly moving toward weaning. And my mission is to help you girls be confident mamas and make motherhood just a bit easier on you. That's why I share my experience, tips and tricks in a new video every single Thursday. And if you are interested in motherhood and lifestyle topics, consider subscribing, and let's get into today's video. I want to start by repeating what I preach about all the time. Educate yourself. Breastfeeding is a natural thing, but you will be surprised about how much there is to it. And all of us, most of us, grew in the formula feeding world, and we had no example of breastfeeding. Our moms and grandmas, they just have no advice to share, unfortunately. And if you are watching this, you probably want to breastfeed and do it successfully. So in this particular video, I would not share any basic stuff. Please take some online courses, do your internet research, watch more videos. There is a lot to learn. In this particular video, I will share a few things moms don't talk about because they seem like TMI, some of them are embarrassing, awkward, weird. And when new moms face things they have never heard about, they start feeling like there is something wrong with them, which brings stress, like taking care of a new baby is not enough. So I have made quite a few videos on breastfeeding topics previously, and I highly recommend you watching them all. I will have that playlist linked down below for you. And about some things that I will mention today, I already talked kinda in that videos before, but there is still a few TMI things that I will share, so stay tuned till the end of this video, because like I said, this channel is about making motherhood a bit easier on you, and that's why I absolutely have to share this. So first things first, breastfeeding is not always peaceful and joyful. It will hurt at first, and they don't tell you about that, probably because most of the moms just forget about it, since nature tricks us and makes us forget this pain as well as the labor pain, so we actually can have more kids in future. But I think it's important to be prepared for this. So for me, it took about a month for breastfeeding to stop hurting, but in general I heard it takes less time. It really depends on how fast you will be able to teach your baby to latch correctly. So for me it took longer, since my baby spent a few days in NICU and she was given bottles and pacifiers, which probably made her nipple confused. And also I have been pumping around the clock during those few first days, and probably I was not using the right funnel size of the pump, and it made my breast be very sensitive. So I'm not sure what was the reason, but usually it takes maybe a week or so. And when I say breastfeeding hurts, for you to understand this, I was in tears every time she latched for at least first 2 weeks or so. Then it got gradually better, but it hurted that much. But like I said, maybe my case was an exception, but I want you to be ready for that. Also, there is such a thing as a lip tie and a tongue tie. Many moms have never heard of that, and it's a good thing to keep in mind because this can actually impact the right latch. The baby won't be able to latch correctly and it will hurt you, the baby won't get milk. So in the hospital or whenever you see your pediatrician, ask her or him to check if your baby does not have a lip or tongue tie, so that you can actually exclude this issue and deal with the latch, not thinking about, oh, what if he or she has a lip or tongue tie, because that can be a serious issue. Next, engorgement. It happens when your milk comes in around second or third day after having a baby. Your breast become hard like a rock, and besides this uncomfortable feeling, this can actually make your baby not be able to eat or make it harder for him or her to eat, which can cause clogged milk ducts and so on and so on. So you really don't want this to happen, but no one really tells new moms ahead of time that there are ways to avoid extreme engorgement. And I have a video where I shared what exactly did I do to minimize the engorgement, and it actually helped, and I really want you to watch this because every new mom should know this ahead of time. Another thing you need to know about and learn to embrace ahead of time is the changes with your nipples. Now, being pregnant, you probably noticed that your breast in general, your nipples started to change shape and color, and you need to be ready for them to keep changing. And knowing this will hopefully help you to get ready for it mentally and learn to embrace it and know that it's normal and everyone goes through it. The next thing they don't tell you about is a good chance of having one breast smaller than the other. You need to make sure that you feed your baby the same amount of time on both sides, and it is common for babies to have a favorite side because one breast might produce more milk, or maybe that breast has an easier letdown, so your baby doesn't have to work as hard on that side for milk to come out. But it's very important to kind of make your baby to eat on the other side as well. You cannot give up feeding on one side, and there are actually applications for that you can download where you can log in the time and the side, and then it calculates for you how many minutes exactly you fed on one side and on the other side for that day, so that you can even it out tomorrow. So make sure about that, because if you feed on one side more, it can cause a significant difference in size of your breasts. Then breastfed babies and sleep. I know it's a controversial topic, that's why I just want to share with you some facts that actually remain untold. So the first one is breastfed babies do wake up way more often usually than formula-fed babies. Their sleep is much lighter, and it takes usually much longer for them to start sleeping through the night. My 17-month-old does not sleep through the night still. So the second fact is that many moms, including me, breastfeeding moms, end up bed sharing with their babies, even if they did not anticipate doing it at first, because when your baby wakes up to 10 times a night, bed sharing is the only way to get some sleep and keep yourself sane. And the third thing is that bed sharing is safe, despite the common belief here in US. If you follow the safety rules, breastfeeding and bed sharing go hand in hand, and it is safe to co-sleep, to bed share, particularly with breastfed baby. Although, like I said, different things work for different families. It's a controversial topic. That's why before jumping into it, you need to talk to your partner, study all the guidelines, research all the benefits and risks of co-sleeping, and then make your informed choice. Also, no one tells you that breastfeeding laying down is the skill you want to master as soon as possible. This will actually help you to recover after giving birth as soon as possible. It's recommended to be resting in the horizontal position like about 2 weeks postpartum. Then it will also ease the pressure on your back from changing, picking up your baby and holding and feeding, all that stuff. And as I said, it will actually let you get some more sleep that you need. And there's another position called biological breastfeeding position, when the baby is on top of you. This position actually saved me from losing it at night when Michaela was a newborn. That was the first position from which I kind of started to bed share with her. If you want to know more about it, I also have a video about how we ended up bed sharing. I will have it linked up here for you. One more thing about sleep and breastfeeding they don't tell you about is how important it can be sometimes to wake your baby up in time. Because if your baby happens to have too long of a sleep stretch at night, you might end up with clogged milk ducts, which are not fun on its own, but they also can lead to mastitis, which you will have to take some strong medication for I'm not even talking about the pain and the fever it causes. So always have an alarm set around the time when your baby usually wakes up to avoid having this problem. Next, don't expect breastfeeding in public be easy, especially in the beginning for the first few months or so, because newborns, they do need a lot of assistance, latching and positioning, and for that you need both hands and you want to see exactly what you're doing, and the nursing cover does not let you do it. So what I recommend you, ask someone, whoever is with you, to help you. Find a cozy corner and ask that person to hold that cover or a blanket or whatever just around you while you actually have your both hands and can see everything. And when your baby is already latched good and positioned good, then you can put the cover over you. Otherwise, and actually probably every time, whatever you do, anyways, first breastfeeding sessions in public are very stressful, uncomfortable, and awkward, so get ready for that. Another thing they don't tell you about is, as a breastfeeding mom, you won't be able to be very welcoming to your guests, to visitors who want to come and see new baby, simply because the newborn is glued to you and your breast almost like 24/7, and like I said, you will want your privacy. It's very uncomfortable to breastfeed in the beginning when you are covered up. So probably most of the time you and the baby will spend in a different room, and there is a chance that a guest who stopped by for half an hour or an hour might not even see or hold the baby, and you need to make sure to tell your family, your friends about it to avoid uncomfortable situations. Okay, now the topic that almost no moms talk about at all: breastfeeding and your sex drive. Yes, in fact, the change in hormones in many cases will significantly lower breastfeeding moms' libido, and many women don't know that it's common. Many women don't know that only when you're done breastfeeding, your normal drive will come back. They start looking for problems in the relationship, they question their love to their partner, and they start looking for some health issues they don't have. Instead of embracing it, being patient, explaining this side effect to their partner, and looking for temporary solutions and compromises. Besides lower libido, it's actually totally normal to experience dryness down there and either extra sensitive or not responsive breast. Also, there is this new term I like, being touched out, meaning a mom, and especially breastfeeding mom, for the whole day being constantly touched by a baby, and in the end of the day, when the baby is finally down for the longest sleep stretch, the mom just wants her space and does not want to be touched. This truly happens. So please remember that it's only temporary. You will feel like yourself again, and it's just another sacrifice moms have to make for their babies. And it's just like nature's way of making women concentrate on their new baby instead of getting pregnant again. It will pass and it will be all worth it. Remember, breastfeeding and motherhood in general is a mental game. Don't forget to take care of yourself, of your body, and of your mental state. Don't forget to give yourself grace and ask for help when you need it. And trust me, breastfeeding is one of the most beautiful and amazing things that I have ever done, and I have never regretted starting this journey. So if you have any other weird things about breastfeeding to share, leave them in the comments below. And if you have any questions, also feel free to ask me. I'm always glad to help if I can. And if this video was helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps YouTube algorithm tremendously. And subscribe to my channel for a fresh video every single Thursday. And I want to wish you to have a peaceful and joyful breastfeeding journey. And I'll see you next week. Bye.